It's too many ostriches.
Yeah. Where are they getting all the ostriches?
I don't know. But they're ruining my vacation.
Well, I mean, this vacation just started, and I think everyone's willing to hear and waiting to hear where we're going with this. And we're going with 1993 Son-in-Law. You didn't expect it. And you didn't expect it from Mike. Mike's the one was like, we're doing Son-in-Law. He said it like just like that, too. We're doing Son-in-Law.
I didn't even give you guys a choice. I just kicked down the door. I was like, you motherfuckers, listen up.
I know.
Yeah.
Son-in-law.
You Kool-Aid man to in son-in-law.
I know. Did, yeah. What did I do in Son-in-Law?
Well, that's how he's closing out the year. Mike's doing it Kool-Aid style, Kool-Aid man style, closing out 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as always, we are Rabbit Troop Sucks. We're a podcast about obscure, forgotten about, and often overlooked things, films, all those things. Filmage.
Just things.
Yeah.
Nuggage. We're going to talk about 8 tracks next
Forgotten
week.
Nuggage and Weezed. Yeah, we're looking at 1993, Pauly Shore. As always, I am Paul, and next to me is Mike.
Hey, buddies.
we got.
That was a bad. I'm sorry. That was a terrible impression.
we got La-Mar.
Hi, buddy.
That was better.
Yeah. We got Jeremy.
I'm not going to attempt it, but hi.
Okay. Yeah. He just texted me phallic things. Was
it Nuggage?
And we have Collin.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Major nuggage.
Hi, buddy. Hey, buds. What's up, buddies?
Well, having gotten a taste of college life, a drastically changed farm girl returns home for Thanksgiving break with her best friend, a flamboyant party animal who is clearly a fish out of water in a small farm town. 1993, Son-in-Law. This is Rabbit Troop Sucks Thanksgiving Day to you. So are we going to release this on Thanksgiving? We talked about this. Yeah. Just want to release it on Thursday instead of Friday?
Yeah, let's do it a day early.
Boom.
Yeah.
You're going to get it on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Right up in your mashed potatoes.
Yeah, well, you're going to be listening to this while you're making your whatever the fuck you're making.
Got to grab onto my strong arm.
Yeah.
My strong hand. So I guess you're on Wednesday midnight, Thursday, Thanksgiving. This is Rabbit Troop Sucks, and this is our Thanksgiving bash to you, Son-in-Law, which is a Thanksgiving break movie. Pauly Shore. Who would have thought it?
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Such range.
How has this guy not won like an Oscar yet? You know?
That's a good question. He was robbed.
Yeah.
Our friend Rami once told us how to get 5 Oscars in a row.
I don't think you should repeat how you do that.
Maybe next time Rami's on, he could tell us the story of how to win.
Yeah, take note of that.
I don't think
that's
I
a
would
question
like to
that
know
needs
this.
answering.
We'll get Rami. We'll get Rami's first-hand account.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Jeremy, you've seen this, yes?
Yeah, but it's been a long time.
Well, listen, buddy.
A long time.
It's his sister's second favorite movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it said?
Broke ball.
Serious.
Did someone say this?
No,
I just got my hair cut by her, and that's what she said to me.
Oh.
Wow.
All right. Well, is she going to be listening to this episode?
Oh, yeah. She's probably going to kill me.
Well, hell yeah. Happy Thanksgiving.
Nice.
What's her favorite movie then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's her third
I don't
favorite film?
Once you hear that
Biodome?
Son-in-Law is the second favorite movie, you don't ask anymore.
Well, I mean, what if it? Oh, yeah. What if it was like, you know, I don't know. Yeah, just like like a masterpiece. Yeah. Yeah. Schindler's List, Son-in-Law,
Right.
and Gumby, the original film. Yeah.
Oh, that got me.
Well, yeah. Well, happy. Are you going to see her? Are you going to see her sister on Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Well, not on Thanksgiving, but the day after.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So like second Thanksgiving, like a Hobbit.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't really do anything on Thanksgiving, man, because everybody's always got families. I'm not traveling around on Thanksgiving.
Oh, God, no.
Oh man,
I'm staying in my house.
What are we doing? Are we recording an episode on Thanksgiving?
In.
Is that what you're telling us?
But we have people over.
Yeah.
Like another day, and then we'll go over someplace else. But yeah, Thanksgiving, we probably go see a movie, man. You know, why wouldn't we?
I don't know.
Moana 2.
Yeah, is that coming out?
Yeah, it's the big Thanksgiving movie.
We'll see that then. See?
So I mean, like today,
I'm sure it
as
won't
you're
be.
listening,
Yeah, it's the big Today movie.
as you're listening to Rabbit Troop Sucks, riding over with your family.
Right. Jeremy, how was Moana 2?
Yeah.
Was it good? Did you like it?
It was great, guys.
Okay, sick.
Yeah, awesome.
Not as good as the first one.
How was The Rock? Was he
Yeah.
looking good?
Yeah,
He's in that, right?
Yeah.
He's Moana, right?
Yeah, he's Mr. Moana.
Okay.
What if this movie sucked?
What? Yeah, was it as good as Son-in-Law?
You don't have to be.
Does
honest.
Pauly Shore
Yeah.
Pauly Shore reprise his role as the chicken?
I don't want to answer that question.
Okay.
I want
Wait,
people to go into that decision with a fresh mind.
No, hold up. Real talk. Is Pauly Shore actually in Moana? No. Oh, okay.
There's a chicken. It's easy,
But it's not voiced by Pauly
The
Shore.
chicken is one of my favorite characters. Also, the Coconut Pirates, favorite character almost of anything animated.
Coconut Pirates.
There are coconut pirates in Moana, and they are amazing.
So it has coconut pirates and a chicken.
Do you know who voices the chicken?
I can't handle that.
No,
Are
is
they
that
really
awkward
called
for
the
you?
Alan
Coconut
Tudyk.
Pirates?
Oh, really? I like Alan Tudyk.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Alan Tudyk.
Yeah. So, yeah, Jeremy will just have received a first-hand account of Moana 2.
Yeah.
There you go.
About that.
There you go.
So,
Congratulations,
Good job,
everyone.
buddy.
you gonna like blow up a turkey or something? What's your plan? How are you gonna like fetish size and
I don't know.
annihilate this turkey?
You say fetishize?
I said what I said.
Okay.
That's what people do.
Yeah, we put like an M80 in it, and just we all stand around, and whatever chunk flies towards us.
That's what you get to eat.
That's what goes on the plate.
Sloth love chunk.
It's like your version of doing the wishbone. You just blow it up and hope it gets in your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could taste the salmonella from
Fun.
here.
Oh, yeah. I like to put a nice
true.
frozen turkey in a big tub of oil
Hey,
in front of my garage.
And set fire to something.
A little
That's
gunpowder,
the
a
best way
little
to
raw
start a fire.
turkey.
Yeah.
Really,
That's
the raw turkey.
delicious flames.
Yeah, the raw turkey really brings out the giblets. That's when you can really taste it.
yeah.
Yeah. Save the neck for me, Clark.
Yeah. What is the world gonna do now that like people are trying to shut down Black Friday? Like after Turkey Day, like people are gonna be roaming the streets like aimless zombies. Like
TV.
entertainment.
Just
yeah, they're all
rename it.
gonna go see movies, but not.
Is Black Friday really a thing that's getting banned?
I mean,
Or-
there's really no stores open anymore. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I think movie theaters
Need
are
a
still
day
open.
off.
Yeah.
Except for movie theater people. Fuck
Yeah.
that. They can work.
That's true.
They know what they
back
signed
in
up for.
Yeah.
Give me some popcorn.
Black Friday as a day is kind of played out, I would say. Just it's now more like a Black Week.
Dude, it's like I got
Oh,
emails
yeah.
like yesterday. Like,
Oh, my God.
Black Friday deals. Like, oh my God,
Yeah,
guys.
there's like 2 weeks. It's like online of like week 1 and 2, and I think 1 starts soon. Yeah,
The
I mean,
early
or
Black
when
Friday
people,
deals.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
are listening to this. Like it's already passed, but yeah.
Yeah.
And the movie people do, I feel, just really get screwed. It's like,
Yeah.
like, hey, Mr. Manager, I've got like a school schedule. All right, Jimmy, but you're working Thanksgiving Day. You know what's going on. like, yeah, like there's no escape.
The managers know it's that fall break. They,
Oh,
they know Timmy's
the
schedule.
managers took off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was a high school kid, I'd be like, yeah, I'd rather work at the movie theater than spend time with my family.
Genuinely, I probably
I'm-
would too. Yeah.
I'm glad to work Thanksgiving.
Back in the day, at Starbucks, we'd do it early morning. You'd start at like 4 a.m. and work till noon or whatever. Close the store at noon, and you'd still get Thanksgiving.
Right.
And you get that sweet time and a half. It's not bad for a teenager.
My girlfriend volunteers to work every Thanksgiving because it's like, yeah, it's easy money. No one ever comes in that can actually be helped.
Yeah, it's either that or hang out with you. So
Right. Which is great for me because then I can like sleep in, get day drunk, play video games.
it's a win-win.
Yeah. And then she comes home and I have food
Perfect.
That's a
that she
festivus.
cooks for me when she gets home after working.
Remember American Pie? Jason Biggs had sex with that pie.
Yeah.
What?
That's a Thanksgiving. Never mind.
I think, but
No, that is a
pumpkin pie.
That's
Yeah.
I think that's a Norwegian Thanksgiving
Did that-
dessert.
I was just telling Mike about
Sex
Baker
up
Square.
pie.
Baker Square has locations in Colorado. Oh my God, you'd be good.
Do they have sexed up pies?
I mean,
Yeah.
now-
Did that pie leave you with a half chubby?
I mean, Mike has talked about. Mike has talked about to the listeners before if you ever just left him a whole pie on his porch. So he never said like you couldn't have
He has said that before.
used
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Bring the pie.
I didn't say eat it.
If
I
it
said
looks like, if
use
there's
it.
like a suspect hole in it, I might leave it outside, but
You just have a bunch of holy pies out.
Yeah, there's just like a stack of pies with dick holes in them. All the neighbors are like, guys, what is your deal?
Well, I think the real Thanksgiving treat and what Mike would be thankful for is if you left him like a dozen pies and all of them had a hole except for one. But he's got to look through the pies. You got to look through the stack of pies, and I would. And that's like it's like the Easter egg Thanksgiving treat all coming together at once.
Even after like pie 7, like one of these has got to not have a dick in it, and I'm gonna find it.
Yeah.
What do you
Take all day.
Yeah, I got time.
What do you call a stack of pies? A pile.
God damn it. Where's the sound effect machine? Hit any button. Any reaction.
Dick
I'll take
pies
anyone.
to dad jokes.
We need like
There we go. That was the money joke.
I want Riley from the Boondocks screaming boo at you right now.
If you want to tie it all together with the pie jokes, the director of this movie directed American Pie 2.
Did he?
Bandcamp, yes.
Oh yeah, I have that in my notes.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, we're doing a Thanksgiving movie. We're not just talking about some dude having sex with pies and stacks of pies.
Well, we can do that too. I mean,
He did a movie that I would actually like to visit at some point in time. Can't Buy Me Love, 87. Yeah, we got some American Pie Bandcamp too, and some American Pie sequels, which is.
Wait, is Bandcamp one of the ones that doesn't have anyone in it except for Eugene Levy?
And then like mentions of like Stifler kids.
Okay, right. Yeah, because there's a bunch of those that are like basically softcore porn, I think, that have no one in them.
The writer, there's like 3 writers of this movie too. No, I'm sorry. There were 3 writers of the film and 3 people who worked on the screenplay.
It took six people to craft this.
And funny, not a one of them was the director. So I was like,
wow.
oh my God.
Yeah, he didn't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, crazy. So yeah, director Steve Rash. Pauly Shore is the big name in all of this. I do want to give a shout out. I think I said this at the end of our last episode that one of the characters or actors we would see is Lane Smith, R.I.P. He died at 69 in 2005. But he's in several notable films. He's in this movie, which is super awesome. He's in Red Dawn from 1984. He plays the mayor. He's in The Mighty Ducks as, the evil coach. And he's in My Cousin Vinny from 92. So, I mean, that's like a lot of notable films.
Yeah.
Like Lane Smith, he's actually one of my favorite characters in this film. Like looking at him now, that's kind of weird. I mean, I'll just say it now. Looking at this movie now, which I've seen many times, and noting Son-in-Law, I wouldn't have said that when I saw this movie when I was younger, but now kind of like being a dad or just being older, I don't think anyone needs to be a dad. I do sympathize with his character more, and I do see this like, as a dad, he is actively trying all throughout this film. So I was like, I really kind of like this character. So kind of a surprise rewatch that I was like, oh, Lane Smith. I don't want to forget him, but there's also other people that we'll note throughout. The bigger one for me is Tiffani. Tiffani Thiessen, then Tiffani Amber Thiessen. Everyone's gonna know her as Saved by the Bell. So yeah, we got kind of a weird crew, but. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Gobble, gobble. Yeah. I guess we're releasing this on Thanksgiving. So as you're doing some morning prep, hopefully you're listening to us talk about son-in-law. And you're like, hell yeah, son-in-law. Mm-hmm. And hopefully maybe some of you are meeting your son-in-laws. And you're like, you little son of a bitch. Yeah. Oh, and your dietary concerns? Great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You talked a big game about Lane Smith. I love this character too. I think he has the perfect way of saying "oh shit" under his breath when, at all points of times. It's pretty hilarious. But yeah, he almost stole the show for me. It's obviously a Pauly Shore movie, but Lane Smith has a big presence in it as a dad. And yeah, you're right. You don't have to be a dad to get and understand that he's a kind of agitated parent, and he plays the role pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just being a parent. Like, anyone in that situation would have been aggravated by Pauly Shore. That's a natural
That's
response.
very true.
I think any viewer of this movie would be aggravated by Pauly Shore.
Yeah,
that's very true.
As were we all. Yeah. But that's the magic of Pauly Shore. Like, you're watching it and you're going, this is not okay. But at the same time, you're like, I'm going to keep watching.
You're like, this is going to be good for you.
I got some.
I don't know. I
views
feel
on
like
that.
that's every Pauly Shore movie, though.
I got some views on that. I'll save for the end, but
I also have Pauly Shore movie views.
save it up.
We'll save it.
Is it the shore of the season?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure about it.
Nice.
Why is that nice? That's not nice.
Come on, give it to me. That was nice.
All right.
Okay, you're gonna have it.
You told me to. I'll do it.
Yeah.
You know, I want to give a shout out to the mom too. Cindy Pickett, also mom in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a mom we've definitely seen before.
Unrelated to Jada Pinkett.
Yeah, that's truth. Yeah, it's hashtag truth. RTS truth.
Yeah.
Going strong.
Canon now.
We got the catcher from Sandlot.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. He's been in a lot of stuff too. I just can't think of it off my head.
He's gone like crazy viral on TikTok. Are you aware of this?
What do you do?
Yeah, I know. So in a world of I know almost nothing about TikTok.
I was gonna say you a TikTok guy.
No,
prank people in
I just
bathrooms or
saw like I was gonna say a video, but I think I saw like a clip, and it was associated with some kind of article, and I think someone mentioned them on like a talk show or something. Just like him and his kids have done like some stuff, and he's like owned the Sandlot like idea and stuff like that. And I don't know if he's making like crazy cash, but like he's done like tons of videos, and I guess people love him.
All right.
I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
pretty-
whatever.
Yeah.
He's also in one of the best X-Files episodes.
Oh, he's the vampire.
Yeah, in Bad Blood,
man,
the pizza
yeah.
delivery vampire.
Why did you drop all those seeds?
Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good app.
Yeah.
It's like, damn it. He has to count him.
Yeah, that's
That was
how
a
he gets
great
away.
episode.
Before we jump into this movie, Pauly Shore is like the yin and yang of actors because he's gonna have his ups and downs. He has his ups and downs with this movie too. Like I'll kind of know, like rewatching it, I like my favorite moments are when he's kind of serious. Like honestly, I was like, oh, like I kind of buy you as a more serious person. Not that he's not still like a goof in ways, but he's still kind of more serious. But I'll go before I go into the ups and downs. What's everyone's like least favorite or favorite dish in Thanksgiving? I'm curious. Like, what's your side dish or dish? Jeremy,
My least favorite dish?
Yeah.
Fucking that goddamn cranberry like ring shit.
Oh yeah.
Cranberry ring?
Sure.
What like any?
Is it like a pudding
like
ring?
whatever.
Who knows?
Oh, God.
Like you know what I'm talking about? Like
I try to get pudding
like,
ring on for this episode, but
It's
I
like
said
some
no.
kind of cranberry.
Yeah, it comes out of a
Fucking
gloop,
shit,
a gloopy
yeah.
can.
What? Like,
I don't like anything cranberry unless it's dried cranberry.
What about the
And it's-
village
Yeah,
cranberry?
what about the village cranberry, the town cranberry?
Oh,
Do you like
I mean
that?
that's symbolic cranberry.
Wake your wife up.
Yeah.
I need to talk to your wife. I have some questions. La-Mar, at least or favorite.
Jeez, I don't have a least favorite. Probably, I love stuffing. I can just eat any type of stuffing. That's my favorite
Nice.
of anything. And I'm sorry, Jeremy, I love cranberry. But I understand what you're talking about, like out of the can cranberry sauce. Like, nah, I'm not down
Yeah.
with that. But
Any cranberry sauce, don't like it.
I can't think of a dish for Thanksgiving that I dislike, except for maybe something disgusting that's a family tradition in another family that they're like, yeah, I love this
Yes.
stuff. And you go over and you're like, ugh. And I have a story of one. I don't know. I'm not going to get into it, but
Yes,
it
you
involves a cauliflower and Velveeta cheese. That just sounds like a combination and it's the worst type of combination. The way
Been
they
haunted
prepared it.
with this story for years.
I won't elaborate on it. I'll just leave it at that. Just those two ingredients together. Just no.
What you got, Mike?
I'm really divided on Thanksgiving because like I don't really like turkey. Sweet potatoes and yams I think are disgusting. I don't like pumpkin pie. I love mashed potatoes. I like stuffing. I like the cranberry ring, I guess.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I won't this year, but I have in the past. I have a pretty good like homemade cranberry sauce recipe. But yeah, I don't know. Thanksgiving dinner like traditionally is not my thing.
Traditional Thanksgiving. Are you sick of it, or you just never liked it?
I just never
before?
liked it. Like turkey is the most boring thing to eat for me. It's like, oh good, it's dry meat.
Yeah.
Hooray. And just like the whole like orange harvest gourd thing, it's not for me.
Yeah, I don't like the like stuff yourself until you're like sick and then like do it all over again. I also make like a homemade small. I used to make like too much, but I really delved into a very small batch of like cranberry sauce, like homemade, breaking down the cranberries. My mom used to make it. I would make it once a year, and I just keep it really, really small, and I just really have like a dollop here and there. My favorite part is the pies. That is absolutely my favorite.
Oh, if we're talking dessert, fuck
Yeah, like Thanksgiving for me is like some dope desserts come out. My wife makes like really, really cool desserts. Colin, what's your least or favorite or both?
I think yams are the worst. I think that's the worst part about
so
it.
Fucking gross.
You can never. People try to prepare it with like marshmallows and shit.
No, fuck that. It's so
stupid.
dumb.
Yeah, it just makes it just makes a bad dish stupid. But I mean, we haven't done turkey. The last couple of years, instead of doing turkey, we've been doing ham, and that's been really nice for us. Switch it up.
God damn it! You do ham?
It's not my choice.
You motherfucker and your ham.
I'm so sorry.
There's like a turf war now.
Wait, Jeremy, is that like you would eat that ham?
No. I like.
Do you like ham?
I don't like turkey.
Yeah.
But I also don't like I like it more than like ham.
I don't really like ham either, Jeremy.
Yeah. But I like ham, like deli cut ham in my sandwiches.
Oh yeah, like a cold cut. That's different. Yeah.
Green eggs and ham?
No.
No. Honestly, for Thanksgiving dinner, all I want is like a big bowl of mashed potatoes with gravy and stuffing.
Yeah,
that's all I want.
Dude, I just want to like make little sandwiches with dinner rolls and like whatever meat you got.
You want like a King's Hawaiian
kind
of thing?
I just want to make a bunch of little sliders with mashed potatoes and stuffing and whatever, and just shove it in my mouth.
That sounds that sounds delightful.
Yeah, I just want the pie, just not fucking pumpkin pie.
So we all agree to skip out on the big protein turkey and hams and just get little sides of stuff.
Just fucking carb up and let's go to this.
Yeah, that's the best way.
Damn right.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Now that we're
son-in-law
salivating over here.
Now that we've all complained about the food that you're preparing right now.
Now listen, crotch.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Well, this movie really starts off where we get to meet like one of the protagonists, Rebecca. Rebecca is the smartest girl in town. I was wondering what town that is. This whole movie's filmed in California, but she's supposed to be from the country. We find out she's from South Dakota.
The town of South Dakota.
The town of South Dakota. Yeah, sure.
Sure.
So she's apparently like big business. She's the valedictorian. She's really known in town. She's very sweet. She's dating like the college football star, or the high school football star, but she's going to UCLA. And, you know, the small town mentality of, honey, we're really worried about you is really a play with mom and dad. Mom's a little more lenient. She's just a little more worried. Dad's like, oh my God, like we're going to California. Everyone's a freak. What's going on? Like, it's like super, I don't know, out of control, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, he wants her to like stay and go to state, whatever the fuck that means in South Dakota, go like a 4-H college or whatever. I don't know.
I did just learn this. There is a Lincoln High School in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Oh, okay, so that's where they're from.
There you go.
Yeah. You figured it out.
Yeah.
All right. But she's going to UCLA, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably a good move.
I can't expect any other school excepting Pauly Shore.
Get out of your town for a little while, lady.
Yeah. So she leaves, and you know the way she leaves off with Travis, her boyfriend, is, you know, I'll be back for Thanksgiving break, and he's like, oh, but baby, I'm super hot for you, but I'll wait forever and always. But you know, I'm warning you, they're all a bunch of freaks. Your dad's right, and she's like, I'll be there. I'll be okay. And then we get to the dorm room move-in, and it's just chaotic. And Lamar's right. Lane Smith really delivers a lot of oh shit as he's like walking through, like really kind of protective, realistic. I mean, one dude's like walking around with a towel, and then someone takes the towel, and you know he's just walking around, and then you meet Crawl, who is Pauly Shore, and he's the RA. He's the resident advisor. So fun times.
You got a screwdriver? I'm all out of vodka, buddy. My Pauly Shore is terrible. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Yeah, they're all terrible. No one could do a good imitation of that. They're all terrible.
Yeah,
just do what you got to do.
But he was all out of vodka.
You know, one big shout out to Pauly Shore, that an unmentioned role that he's gonna get, but I really like him in this one. Futurama. He's in one episode of Futurama.
Oh, his head.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And he steals away Fry's girlfriend forever.
Pauly Shore is really good at playing one character in one episode of a TV show.
Yeah,
There's an episode where of Married with Children, where he plays a fast food restaurant manager, and Al has to work there, and he's all bossing Al around. It's pretty hilarious.
Married with Children. Do you mean the show Love and Marriage?
That's an inside joke for you guys.
No, literally no one will get it. Hey, Rami.
That was hilarious. That's for you, Rami. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Sorry.
This is an audio medium.
Yeah, okay, this is good radio.
It is. I'm so sorry.
So this is going to be like a sidestep. I didn't have like a traditional college experience. Is this really what move-in day is like? Is it like fucking bananas?
I can't imagine it's this extreme by any means.
They
Like,
go over top.
half the people here, much like Pauly Shore, look way too old for.
Right, Pauly Shore's like, I mean, legitimately in the movie mid 20s.
We do get so very quickly we're gonna get a jump forward. We get a Brendan Fraser Encino Man cameo. He's part of the chaos of the dorm room life.
Playing the same character from Encino Man.
Yeah, it drove my crazy.
It did drive me crazy.
Because Colin broke it down that if he's playing the same character, Link from Encino Man, that must mean there are two. Colin's like nail in the coffin. Well, there must be two Pauly Shores.
Yeah.
And that's too many for Mike.
Also, another slam to UCLA. They accepted Pauly Shore and also a caveman.
Well, he's just at a party. He might not
No,
know.
he goes there. He's like a poli sci
I mean, it's true.
Yeah. Or what's like
somebody's got to communicate with the caveman.
The cheese is old.
Maybe he's a
and
communications
moldy.
major.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
That's like not.
he
a real
stands
thing,
for
right?
cavemen
He
everywhere.
does, yeah. I'm just an unfrozen caveman. I don't know about your laws.
Well, everything is chaotic, and they do the parents and Zach, the youngest son or the son. They all leave, and everything's like freaking them out. Like, again, every hallway is crowded. There's a bunch of people screaming and yelling. They find out the roommate is in a same-sex relationship. I know the scandal. So they're like, oh my gosh, college life. So they leave. And you see Rebecca is okay at first. She just seems kind of quiet. And I do kind of think the progression of this beginning is really well done, to be honest with you, because it does kind of like time skipping. And then we get to a Halloween party, and she is like the stick in the mud.
She's
like,
a big fucking wet blanket.
yeah, like everyone is totally like in costume. They're partying. Like if you're drinking or not, everyone in the dorm.
Although
is like,
she is kind of dressed like Dorothy from the
I
Wizard
think
of Oz.
that's just how she dresses.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That wasn't a costume.
And she gets to her dorm room, and there's a bunch of people there, and the one little like wooden statue she has
Her
from
little
her
horse.
from her grandfather's broken, and that is like just it for her.
Like some fat dude dressed as like Pippi Longstocking was sitting on it or something.
like, oh, sorry, Pex.
And honestly, like everyone in that room was pretty respectful about what was going on.
Yeah.
Even her roommate was like, hey, like there's a party just kind of spilled over from the hallway. She's
Yeah.
like, it's fine.
Yeah, no one was going crazy. Everyone was
Right.
kind of like self-grooving while like holding a drink.
Self-grooving.
There you go.
The new album.
Sitting on the
by,
two shitty
I think
beds.
Yeah.
self-grooving. is something you do in
Self-grooving,
private.
That's it.
comma, shallow orbit.
Oh. Ooh. Also, like, what's the chick's name?
Bex.
Bex. What kind of fucking chode is doing their laundry on Halloween?
Well, I think that's trying to highlight that she doesn't really fit in. That
Doesn't fit in.
Yeah.
She sucks.
well, yeah.
She's intentionally naive about the
No,
situation.
exactly. Like she's actively trying to not fit in.
Right, especially this like they don't have Halloween where I come from. Like what it was like it's Halloween. Like come on. Like if this was like a random party, this would make a little more sense. But like I totally agree. Like Halloween, like you didn't know Halloween.
Right.
Like, then go to bed. Like, go get a hotel. Go sleep in the bush. Like I don't care.
Yeah. Go to the fucking barn like back home.
Come Bex. But with this, she freaks out, and Pauly Shore crawls like, whoa.
Is he
like,
dressed as Chiquita Banana?
Yes.
Like the lady on. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm calling home. I'm going home. He's like, that's cool. She's like, forever. He's like, whoa, give me. So his old Jedi mind trick is, and he does this later with mom. But I mean, and sincerely, he's like, just give me 5 minutes, and if you don't like what I say, you could do whatever. And I think he was being sincere about this.
Yeah, it was real talk for sure.
And later when he does it with mom, like it's also real.
He just
talks.
wanted to fuck the mom.
Well,
There's 3 makeover scenes in this movie.
that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what really makes the film is the
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
yeah.
He's keeping count.
You're gonna have to point them out. I count 2 in my head, and maybe later figure it out.
Yeah, I'm excited for the third one.
Yeah.
You don't know? Okay.
Well, he has his own. If he's
Yeah.
counting his own, then we got 3.
I changed clothes halfway through.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy's changing his outfit. Right now.
So Jeremy's not wearing anything.
Yeah,
right
he's got a cowboy hat.
now. Buddy. Whoa, buddy. He's wheezing the juice.
He's got a Chiquita banana
I am
hat
losing
on.
the juice.
Or what did he call the assless chaps? Like windage or something stupid. It doesn't fucking matter. Move along.
So
You gotta
yeah,
check
so,
the windage.
so Rebecca freaks out and she's like, I don't fit in. He's like, well, here's a picture of me, and I was a big old dork when I was a freshman. She's like, oh my god. And he's like, well, I've been here for 6 years and I've majored in everything. And something I have learned is that you've got to be yourself, and you could find yourself by like experimenting and kind of being true to yourself and like owning yourself, but just be truthful. And because that's kind of what he notes all throughout. Like, you got to be truthful because this comes up later.
You need to be truthful to yourself by not being yourself any longer and being someone completely different, but cooler.
If you wheeze some nugs
Yeah.
and juice.
As long as you're wheezing something.
Come on, Bex.
Yeah.
So she's like, all right. And then we get to basically see like a flash forward, and she gets a new dress. She gets this haircut and dyes her hair. She gets a tattoo by Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And this is that whole scene is super bizarre. So
It's amazing.
like he's like, yeah, I could like tattoo whatever. And she's like, I want something feminine. He's like, it's standing next to me. And Pauly Shore's like getting tough. He's like, see, this guy's a psycho. This guy's a big old freak. He's like, yeah, well, he's right.
Poor
he
Flea.
ain't wrong.
Yeah, we're like, oh. And she gets a tattoo, and then they're just like hanging out at the beach, and you could tell they have just like a nice friendship. It's very clear that she has said, I'm still with Travis, but she's hanging out with Pauly Shore, and they're good friends. And now flash forward to Thanksgiving. Travis calls the communal like payphone, and he doesn't like the treatment because like Beck has basically lost herself or has become like this college person. And he's like, oh, are you excited you're coming home? She's like, who is this? He's like, oh, it's Travis. T-Man. It's T-Money.
Your boyfriend.
It's tea money.
It's a whole teabag.
It's T-Boy.
T-boy, I think, is a different.
It's exactly what you think it is. And that is what he
I
is.
see.
It's T-Boy. You pay for what you get.
Oh, shit. That's why he had those date rape drugs with him later, huh?
Well, T-Boy provides.
That was unfair to T-boys everywhere. I'm not insinuating anything. I'm sorry.
He is. Mike is. You heard what Mike said.
Okay. Drink my cranberry booze here.
It's cran crotch.
Yeah, that's what I call it, the cran crotch.
Don't keep it there. God
Yeah.
damn.
So
What's in that?
Yeah, well, I filled the cup with my
Does it
ocean
filter
spray.
through like
Well,
used undies?
yeah.
Well, T-Boy's like, I'm going to be at the airport, Bex. It's going to be terrific. And she's like, okay, whoever this is, bye. And hangs up the phone.
I was like, I love you. And she's like, I'll be fine.
I know. Yeah.
And she's like, T-Boy's everywhere. And she hangs up the phone. And she goes to see Crawl. And he's like, oh, I'm going to eat some Hungry Man now and later. For a week, I bought these 3 frozen Hungry Mans. And she's like, that's weird. You're going to go meet my family because we're besties. And he's like, I don't know. And she's like, well,
He's like, tough shit.
I'm from a farm. He's
Yeah.
like, grab me a
Let's go.
camcorder and we're going to do it.
Pick
You
him
want to
up.
hear some fun trivia?
Yeah.
This is sucky trivia. I'm sorry. The Hungry Man song that he sings, the Grandpappy was the original Hungry Man meal voice
shit.
on the commercials.
Okay,
That
that's
is kind
fun.
of-
That's
that
fun
is-
for
yeah,
me.
yeah. There you go.
That is cool trivia, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
You fucking downplayed this.
I'm
extra
sorry.
trivia.
That was the coolest trivia I've ever had. Yeah. Yeah, full circle.
We just got short on the Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of a-holes.
I have another piece of trivia from a scene that's already happened.
Yeah, it's not going to be as good.
No, it's not. What Carla Gugino, whatever the fuck her name is, Bex.
Guggenheim? What?
Yeah.
Come on, Bex.
That was actually her real tattoo, and they just wrote it in.
nice.
All right,
That
nice.
wasn't as cool.
She had that lame butterfly in real life, not just in the fucking movie.
That was some
Well, she
wonderful
she
writing.
came out of a cocoon. Now
You know,
she's-
side trivia. It was like It was chaos on the set that day. They're like, what are we going to do about this? Beck's ankle.
Bex.
We can't put socks on her. She's got that condition.
Every movie she's in, they have to write in some kind of tattoo scene. When she was married to The Rock in fucking San Andreas or whatever, they're like, gotta have the tattoo.
You know, they're still trying to make a sequel to that movie. I think it's like coming out.
Was she the wife in San Andreas?
Yeah, she was.
Okay, yeah.
How do you do?
There's a lot of Rock movies that kind of just mesh together
He's
for
like,
me.
grab my hand, Bex. We'll save our daughter together. She's like, I love you, San Andreas.
Yeah. His name was San Andreas in that movie, right?
Dr. San Andreas. Professor San Andreas. So they're at the airport, and they get out of this really small plane that is at an airport for 5.
Well, I don't think a lot of flights are going to.
It was a
where are they
twin
from?
prop.
Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls, yeah.
I think
Sioux
there's going to be
Falls.
more than what's happening
Yeah,
here.
that's true. Sioux Falls has a decent airport.
And,
Do they?
And she
Also, able to get a ticket for crawl last minute on Thanksgiving week? That seems unlikely.
Well, they were flying private.
yeah.
That was a private jet on a private field.
I don't think that
what
was
the
a
hell?
Yeah, I
That's
think it was
true.
American Airlines.
This is pre 9/11. He probably just snuck himself onto like the suitcase.
There you go.
It comes out with clean white pants.
And everyone's probably like happy about it. They're like, "Oh my god!" Like, and they're like, "I knew about it. I actually gave him like nuts on the plane."
Oh, he got nuts on the plane, all right.
The nuts in season.
Then, yeah, one of these days we're gonna have a hidden camera in here, Paul, and you're gonna.
Yeah.
That's when the
See,
YouTube channel's gonna take off, when the people can see
Yeah.
this.
I don't.
Keep listening on YouTube.
I don't know what you're insinuating. I'm just a simple man on a couch.
Yeah,
He's just acting out the milking scene from later.
I see.
That's weird.
When
touching all the
Pauly
right
Shore
buttons.
milks the mother. No,
I mean, how do you wet the nugs onto the stuffing?
he had a half chub from earlier.
A
so.
semi.
A semi. Yeah.
Semi.
I mean, Jeremy's just half chubbing this whole mug that he's drinking out of.
Yeah.
I think the word semi was used more in this movie than any other movie I've ever seen. Like more than Maximum Overdrive.
That's
Yeah.
Which had a literal
Jeremy
scene in
texted us.
it.
That's his opening line. He's like, "Here comes the semi."
Yeah.
Wow. That's how I initiate lovemaking at home. So, you know.
So yeah, we have a little sound machine, like that.
Is it like boing?
But Mike's only has one at home, and he's like, "Here comes the semi," and he's like,
I just make
whip.
the sound.
What's funny is he did make the sound, but then recorded it to that sound recorder.
Yeah. Like, babe, hold on, let me get my phone.
Well, why make the sound over and over again if you can just record it on
No,
a
it's, I mean,
It's
it's
a lot of effort.
I'm an artist, guys, okay? I got to do it right.
He's an efficiency expert.
perfect your craft, man.
Yeah.
God damn.
I pantomime the motorcycle throttle and everything.
The important thing is that Rebecca chose the worst outfit to travel home.
That is the important thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a mesh shirt over a bra. It's like to be like the most extreme version of herself to her family. It's like all this.
Right. Like you're effectively coming out as a new person to your family, and like you're going to do it in the most extreme way possible.
Right?
To be
Like, hey,
fair,
I'm
though,
new. Now I have underwear on.
her outfits were not as extreme later on in the movie.
No,
Jeremy,
this was the worst one.
I notably said that. Like one of the next moments, I was like, oh, like if she just wore this, which is a little more like vintage indie, they'd be like, oh, she's quirky, not like what the hell.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, even later in the day, like she changed outfits a couple times that day.
So what happened is she was wearing a coat, and the coat was not like strapped, like belted
Sure.
in.
Yeah.
And like that's literally all she changed, and it made all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
To make her not look like a crazy person.
I was fine with it either way. But
I mean, it looked great for us as viewers, but
Yeah.
from the perspective of her dad, I could see where the concern came from.
And everybody loves Crawl to begin with. Everyone is just on board.
everyone's a big fan of Crawl. Yeah.
lot of like, oh shit.
Is that Pauly Shore? Oh, I'm so excited to be here right now.
And G Pops is a lot of like,
oh,
my
T-Dog
God.
is there, isn't he?
Oh yeah, Travis is
T-Boy,
there.
yeah, he's there.
Who's this guy? Who's it? Oh, he's just a friend. Oh God. And then the whole time, like,
He says
Pauly
he's
Shore-
just a friend.
Yeah, Pauly Shore was like singing Green Acres at the back of a truck.
If you're, let's say you were an idiot, like just a
Let's just
simpleton,
pretend for a
and you
second.
live in a small town, and you're like, my girlfriend's going to a fucking major university in California, and we haven't seen each other since she left, and she's coming back for Thanksgiving, and a guy gets off the plane with her. Wouldn't you be a little bit like, what the fuck? I mean, I wouldn't be. I'd be like, yeah, she's banging this dude. That's fine.
Oh yeah, I mean, you'd be on the defensive.
The reality of the situation.
And
yeah, Travis, he's upset,
Yeah, she casually just mentions, "Oh no, he's just a friend from." I'm like,
"You say
no
he's
way,
just a friend.
no way." Oh baby, I'm not gonna.
I mean, honestly, I did put myself in the role of Pauly Shore, like not in Pauly Shore's like attitude, but like, what if I was asked to be this? Like, I think all of us would, like any viewer, and like he's such an extreme weirdo. So I was like, even if I've never been to the country or seen a farm or anything, you think you would just be like, oh, I don't know any about, like, you'd just say like, I don't know about these things. And you'd be like very humble. Like, thanks for having me. Like, if there's anything I could do, just let me know. And then you'd probably go up to the boyfriend.
You wouldn't come out of the plane just videotaping.
Yeah, dancing. Yeah, dancing. And yeah, and I'd go up to the boyfriend like, oh my God, like, I was just going to stay at home. Thanks a lot. Like, whatever, like, I'll buy you drinks. Like, I think one could easily smooth this over. This seems like a honestly realistic situation where someone's like, especially her, where she has these more like small town values, which are nice. It's like, oh, like one of my really now only and close friends doesn't have any family for Thanksgiving. Like, my family's your family. Like, I buy that as her character.
Yeah, she could have explained it better.
Right.
But yeah.
But right,
Yeah.
and then like if it was like a normal person, like anyone like us, we would be like very humbled and probably like asking what we could do to help the family because we're very thankful that we were invited. But
Well, that's kind of
No, if she wasn't such a dumbass, this movie wouldn't exist.
It's
Well,
not.
no, it
that's not son-in-law.
Yeah, it's not all on her though. It's totally on him being like having absolutely no manner, like no manners at all.
Well, he's a fun-loving guy. He even apologizes for it when they get back to the house. He's like, hey, like I was taken in by like the purity of this place, and I just got excited.
And then he learns no lessons.
There is
I'm
no
sorry to
growth.
harsh on your grinding,
Mike, I just like unpack the idea of someone actually saying that in real life to you.
Yeah,
Like my jig around your house was due to the purity.
yeah. It's real pure around here. That's what people say all the time.
Well, whenever I'm in town, Mike picks me up, and I'm usually dancing.
Yeah,
out in front of a
Jeremy's
hotel
got the
and singing.
camcorder when I pick him up from the DoubleTree or whatever.
We've talked about
It's like, it's the purity of this place.
Well,
I
we've
can't
talked
help
about
it.
all the
Yeah,
work
I'm like,
Mike
this
does
fresh
on his
mountain air.
house, and
Yeah.
I just imagine Mike hiring someone and be like, "Oh, sorry, I've just been dancing around your property all day due to the purity of this." Mike being like, "Oh, you haven't done any work? Well, that's fine. I mean, I too feel the joy of this location."
Yeah, and then they had me a bill for like $15,000 because
So this was hourly.
yeah. We've been on the clock this whole time, by the way.
It's kind of like going over to Mike's house and saying, "Oh, it's very quaint."
Quaint would be a generous term for my house. Dead silence.
I was looking at where we're at.
Yeah,
and,
I don't know where we're at. We just got off the airplane, basically.
So
Got the Green
Yeah, we're
Acres
up here.
montage
Yeah.
back to the house.
yeah, so he's kind of trying to warm up, and
He's
kinda-
standing up in the back of the truck too. Yeah, singing John
Well,
something.
and
Green
very,
Acres.
and very quickly, he notes he wants some rustic wear, and so that's when they go shopping, and we meet Tracy, who's Tiffani Amber Thiessen. in this movie. Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, well, I'm back in town." And she's like, "I haven't gone to college yet because I just need more money and I'm working." And
we find out what she's doing for work later in the movie.
yeah.
Oh,
She's a
yeah.
bartender.
What?
She's a bartender.
A bartender, yeah, quote unquote bartender, yeah.
Why are you using quotes, Mike?
Yeah, I don't know.
And now we're at the dinner banquet. And this, like, I feel I don't know about this, like, from experience, but I do feel this is, like, probably what happens in a lot of small towns. Like, this is like a banquet style dinner, but like
Right.
your family each has like a round table.
Yeah.
So like everyone kind of knows each other.
It looks like a fucking giant wedding reception.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
does. Well, they referred to it as they were going to have dinner at the club, and it's got to be like a Rotary or like a 4-H or what's the
I have no
The
idea
other
what
one.
Mike's talking about.
Elks Lodge.
an Elks Lodge? Yeah.
Yeah. The writers of the movie didn't know what a country club was. They thought it was a club that was out in the country.
Well, I don't know. Like I grew up in a very rural place, and like I was never a part of these things, but like this reads like Kiwanis, if that means anything to anybody.
Well, I think what Colin was saying was a country crock.
It is a country crock, yeah. No
That's
real
Crisco,
butter here.
bitch.
There's a big tub of butter.
New York City.
Man, go for some pace right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, they're at this
Jeremy's drinking
banquet hall.
pace.
Is that what that is? He's drinking. He's just a jar of paste picante sauce.
Is that where he gets it from?
That's why his commentary is so spicy.
So can we talk about the outfit that Pauly Shore is wearing now? Is that what we're getting to?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because he is.
a rhinestone cowboy.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, man, but like, are there human beings that are that aloof to be like, I am in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with a
Yes.
bunch of farmers, and this outfit would be appropriate as their dinner wear. You know,
Yes.
like nobody's gonna say anything.
Jeremy,
like-
what you're not getting is he said he's going to take a little bit of them and a little bit of him and kind of mash it together.
The problem is
Right.
they're a little bit country and he's a little bit rock and roll.
Yeah. But you're just drinking pace.
So, Jeremy, once you're done with your pace, next time you come to Denver, when I pick you up, we're going to go directly. Don't look at Paul right now. Just ignore that.
There we go.
We're going to go to. It's called Rockmount Western Wear.
Oh,
and
you're gonna get me outfitted?
and we're gonna dude you up good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want that black cowboy hat.
that
That
they'll have it.
oversized cowboy.
They have it there.
That was-
Yeah, you'll be the T-boy of the environment.
Yeah, you look good
Yeah.
in those cheek chillers.
Yeah. The cheek killers. That's what it was. Thank you.
Well, yes, Pauly Shore
the
is dressed up in his own fashion sense.
Yeah.
Clearly out of touch with what's happening. And very quickly, Travis is like, hey, everybody, I know we're all like family, and you know I've been dating Rebecca for years, and Rebecca, would you marry me? And she freaks out, and she kind of kicks Pauly Shore under the table, and he immediately stands up, and he's like, too late, Travis. I already asked Rebecca to marry me, and she said yes. And everyone's like, oh my God. He immediately is like, she didn't cheat on you. It's cool. And he freaks out and runs off.
Everybody
Shore,
pulled their shooting irons, man.
Pauly Shore and both Rebecca run after him, essentially. Travis punches Crawl in the face. He starts crying. Rebecca's like, oh my God. And he's like, this is crazy. I do agree. There's actually something later said by Pauly Shore. So I kind of like skip something here, like the whole movie that is. Pauly Shore later is like, you knew he was going to ask you, and this is one of the reasons you asked me to come. And I was like, whoa, dude. Like, and he says it in like a very serious moment.
Well, he
And-
was sad.
Yeah.
but I like him in that moment. I don't like him sad, but I like more when he's a little more serious. I don't mind that he's got his own touch, but I agree with Jeremy. Like, you wouldn't go to this dinner. I know this movie's supposed to be a comedy, and I know I'm taking this serious for a second, but like, you wouldn't go to this. Like, it could be like a fish out of water situation where it's like weirdly dressed, but like, this is like over the top. Like, you're like, if you dress like this in this community, like, you're purposefully
It is over
like
the top.
Like, it is
Over the top. Listen to the app.
I was just listening to it today.
Yeah.
I had to laugh.
Yeah. So like, yeah, it's just like crazy. Like, and I'm just like he does know that Rebecca is kind of scheming a little bit in the movie. So I think that's kind of funny. So, but yeah, I don't blame Travis for kind of being pissed off that if Rebecca,
No, you'd be pissed off.
if Rebecca knew this was going to happen, it was her damn responsibility to be like, before he stood up at this dinner, which she had a hunch was going to happen, she had to talk to him on the side.
No. If Rebecca was any type of normal human being, this movie would not exist.
But she's like billed as that. Like, she's billed as like the pure-hearted, like smart person.
Honestly, I didn't get any impression that she had an idea that this was coming.
I didn't think she was either.
Yeah,
And
like
when it was
she invited him because he was eating a fucking microwave meal for Thanksgiving.
The phone conversation. He's like, I have some stuff to talk to you about.
She
She's
wasn't
Yeah.
even paying attention.
I mean, I kind of got the feeling that when she knew that she was going to leave and didn't hook up with him, that she kind of knew eventually she was going to break up with him.
Right. Yeah.
Well-
He wanted to fuck real bad that last night.
Yeah.
Before that dinner, though, he took her out to the barn and showed her the donut. I mean, he showed her the ring. He was going to send her the ring.
The cranberry ring.
gonna bust that cranberry that night.
Yeah.
No, they were in the barn. He stepped in shit. And then he was like getting down on his knees to propose, and she like ran out. She's like, "Oh,
It's on his knees.
and,
all right.
Oh, he did step in shit.
Are you sure he didn't show her the donut?
yeah, he gave her the hay bale.
I think I'm gonna die.
The hate is like a wrestling move.
Yeah,
Yes. So now in
Involves
fantasy
shit on your foot though.
now in Fantasyland, Crawl and Rebecca are engaged, and everyone in the family is upset. Mom's upset. Mom, the most like free-spirited
Yeah, no
one
shit.
of all of them, is like, "Oh my god." Zach, the son, thinks this is hilarious. Granddad is one step away from a heart attack. Dad is furious. Everyone in town is like, "My god, these monsters."
Yeah, but in true Pauly Shore style, he starts winning people over.
Yeah, one nug at a time.
One nug at a time. He starts with the little brother because he does like his fucking Apple Macintosh is
He hacks.
broken.
Yeah.
He
they
hacked the
hack
fuck
into
out
the
of it. 'Cause
Pentagon.
He
Yeah.
took 2 semesters of whatever.
Well, and he learned in Vegas. He was like, my mom was like hooking up with people and playing slots, and I was
His
just like
mother
doing,
was a prostitute, right?
and I was doing computer stuff. So yeah, Zach's on board immediately. He's like, okay, we're bros. Mm-hmm. Check.
Big brosif.
Gotta do that when you're sharing the room with the kid.
Theo, the helper that they have on the farm, he's trying to win him over by his unique ways of farming, because Dad immediately is like, what are you going to do if you're going to marry my daughter? He's like, I'm going to be a farmer. He's like, okay. So they wake him up in the morning, and Pauly Shore is trying to farm.
Yeah.
So it goes just as well as you think it does
It goes
for
pretty
a
bad,
city
yeah.
boy out of his element.
But spoiler, he's going to get good at it.
He doesn't get good at
He
it.
does get, but Theo really
No, but-
rakes him over the coals before that.
Yeah.
I think the first day he's like feeding the pigs. Is this the pig feeding scene?
Yeah.
Like a cow pisses on his head.
Cow pisses right on his face.
I do like the character Theo. I love the way that he just dismisses Pauly Shore.
Oh yeah, he doesn't give a
He's
shit
like,
about
"Ah,
any
fuck."
of this.
No.
He's like, I'm gonna just fuck this little kid over. I don't give a shit about any of this. Blah, blah, blah.
A true country boy. Whereas as soon as someone tries
Yeah.
to hug you, fuck that guy.
No hugs for Theo.
Yeah. And he remains hugless throughout most of the movie.
Yeah,
True.
that's
He
true.
even
Well,
shows his
Pauly
true
Shore
colors
gave it a
later.
good effort though.
He fucking
really
touched
did.
him way too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the problem. I think that
Yeah.
we know what sets off Theo.
Yeah.
Giving him the Thanksgiving kiss.
At some point in time, he gets into like a combine and goes insane with it.
See, this is kind of
This is
weird.
the crazy part.
It is crazy, right? Because like he's actually putting effort and he's trying to learn, and I don't want to analyze this too much. It just felt really out of character for him to like. I'm really trying to win these people over. I'm putting my best effort. I'm getting kind of good at, well, not good at this, but I'm coming around to it. Maybe if I just steal this $250,000 piece of equipment and drive it through their field, that's the next step.
he spelled his name. I mean, that takes a lot of fucking.
He did spell his name. That's true. Yeah.
This whole time, like, because I had never seen this movie before. This whole time, I'm like, oh well, he's gonna like fuck up something so bad, and they're gonna like disown him, but he's gonna be like secretly wealthy or something, and like
Right.
come in and like save the day, and that never happened. He was just kind of a dipshit.
Yeah, he just threw the keys back to Theo and was like, "Fuck you, you piece of shit."
The secret of Crawl throughout the whole movie is, so just remember, he's like, I have a major in everything. I went to college for 6 years. So he's actually really good at learning about how to do things in theory. I'm not saying this pays out in the movie, but they're like trying to highlight, like the arc of the movie is, like, this guy's never going to learn how to farm for anything and blah, blah, blah. But like with his own twist and his own ways, Crawl becomes the ultimate farmer and teaches the Lawson family or whatever a little something about themselves. Like that's the movie. Like that, like he does know how to do all these things eventually, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the scene like that they try to show. So eventually, Crawl is not good at like feeding all the pigs or all these animals because he's got to use all these really hefty like seeds and like bags.
Yeah,
of
he doesn't
stuff.
have any muscle.
Yeah,
So-
they need him to be hefty, but he's wimpy.
So his own ways, like Scrooge McDuck, La-Mar, work harder, not smart, or work smarter, not harder.
Hey, you got me too. We're not working smart.
Duck's an idiot. Jesus.
Work smarter, not harder. Yeah. So Crawl is like, I'm gonna cut these bags, and with roller blades, I'm gonna go like sliding down the.
Yeah, he like luges down it.
So I'm like, in reality now, none of these animals have the appropriate amount of food.
No, every pig got 3 grains of corn.
Those pigs are too
It's
big
fine.
anyway,
That's
man.
what they need.
That scene perfectly
they need to take a
encompassed
little break.
that he knows just enough to get by, but
Right.
he'll never succeed
Sooner or later,
successfully.
he's gonna kill us all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's what happens when you go to school for 6 years.
But he does get help from Zach since he, was won Zach over earlier with the computer stuff.
Yeah.
He gets some help. He's building a rapport.
I mean, he kind of came out and said like, yeah, your dad thinks you're kind of a lazy piece of shit, but he just,
He
doesn't.
is,
yeah.
with his Game Boy and his computer.
One by one, Krull is winning over the family. And so even though he's kind of failing at what he's doing, he is successfully getting everyone on his side. And stage 2, it's Mommy.
Yeah,
So
he accidentally sexually assaults her in the bathroom, but it goes super well.
I like that
he's
though.
like, you're tasty.
You're like,
Yeah, if there could be a kind sexual assault, this is it. You just viewed it.
well, it was like he thought it was Bex or whatever, and he just kind of walked up behind and was like booga booga or whatever.
Well, it was, I don't want to be rude, Mrs. Workman. You're giving me a semi.
She did give him a semi, like a peach on the windowsill.
Yeah.
She kind of gave me a semi too, man. I thought she looked good.
Have you sent your wife's mother any kind of like Mother's Day cards, holiday cards?
Do you refer to your mother-in-law as a peach on a windowsill?
Do you ever
Yeah.
tell her that she's nasty?
Yeah.
You are nasty.
Right
Sometimes
to her,
I do, man.
right to your face. Do you,
Like you nasty girl.
right to her face. Huh?
I have much
Right in her face.
I have much to communicate with my mother-in-law.
She's actually into it. She's coming around. They're kind of flirting a bit in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's kind of into it, I think.
And we learned they're going to the big like dance.
Yeah.
Like there's a line dance shindig happening.
Yeah.
Like, he plays this like pretty well, like kind of respectively. He realizes he made a mistake. He gets out immediately, but he's still like talking on his way out, and he's like, hey, maybe
I could throw my old Jedi mind tricks your way, and
Yeah.
hey, give me 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and I can make you over into a hottie.
Yeah, so Rebecca and Dad go to the dance, and she's like, "We'll be just behind you." And when she shows up, Daddy's in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Daddy,
he is not semi. He is fully erect.
he's going to give her the dad D later.
That's the sad deal.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like he wasn't into it at first. Nice.
He wasn't into it at first,
But as soon as he walks up to her, some other guy comes up and he's like,
well, all the other dudes are like,
They want
"Buh?"
yeah.
In a way, he wasn't into it because she was so out of
God.
place, and I think
Yeah.
he was just kind of, I don't know,
Right.
my wife looks like a clown, kind
Yeah,
of.
but then
And then she does.
all the other
She
dudes
did.
are like from The Mask, like the wolf with the jaw that drops and his eyes bulge out.
What's going on, Connie? I used to sit next to you in social studies.
Smell my finger, Connie.
God.
Wow,
Oh, wow.
that escalated quickly.
That's when Walter's like, we got to end all this. Get away.
Yeah, cut out the middleman.
So when he realizes that other people aren't into her, he decides that it's actually a good
He's
thing.
gonna be the one into her.
Yeah. Hey yo.
Push the beds together tonight, babe.
They do.
That was
Yeah.
so funny.
Spoiler and foreshadowing, they do push the beds together that night.
Yeah, they've got like the Dick Van Dyke individual twin beds for some reason.
Dude, my grandparents slept in separate bedrooms for as long as I knew them.
Wow.
I know someone who is like kind of in the neighborhood of our age, and him and his wife sleep in separate bedrooms. He's like, it's fucking great.
Yeah,
like,
they-
she doesn't wake
those
me up
people,
ever. It's-
fucking genius.
yeah, no, like when he was explaining this, I was like, this is awesome. Maybe I can get like an apartment by myself.
That's kind of like breaking up with
Get right
fewer
in.
steps.
Just like go home for dinner sometime.
Yeah, this guy I know is like divorced from his wife. They don't even talk anymore.
Right? Yeah. They sleep in different.
awesome.
Like he actually lives in like a different state. It's the best arrangement.
He sleeps in the race
a
car
healthy
bed. He's
relationship.
They
awesome.
like see other people. It's crazy. God, it's
I wish I had a race car bed.
It's gonna be a
Oh,
reality.
yeah, you do.
Hey.
It's just one button.
Yeah.
God help us.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's not going to. But yeah, they're at the fucking square dance.
They also run into Travis.
Yeah, Travis is there. He's gonna make amends. He's like, you know what?
Sorry I punched you, bro.
Sorry, Crotch. I'm gonna throw you a bachelor party.
That'd be really nice of you, bro.
I would be like, again, Pauly Shore. Any normal human being would be like,
Absolutely
yeah,
not.
okay.
Like, this is clearly a scheme. So no.
Yeah.
So I think now might be a time, because we're kind of wrapping this up like to the end of the movie.
Are we?
We're like halfway through.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Not really. We go to the bachelor party and it's Thanksgiving.
We have just hit my halfway note point.
That's weird that you have more notes now. Like, we really just have the
Those
bachelor.
are the most notes Mike has ever taken.
I took
for a
2
movie.
full pages of notes.
Well, I mean, so regardless,
All of the important stuff happens after this.
That's true. Yeah, I wrote down everything that Paul.
we can summarize that pretty quickly.
Yeah,
but,
okay.
But something I text Mike, because Colin had not seen this movie, is we should now be analyzing this movie as if it was a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
What if Pauly Shore was like invited over and now he's like, one by one they'll all get onto my side, and this is just really a horror movie where he's killing them off one by one? This movie could have taken such an amazing dark turn.
Right. So you want to do this like I think this was years ago. I think I sent you this link. Someone like recut the Mrs. Doubtfire trailer,
Yes.
so that it came off as a horror movie.
Yeah, where she like sneaks around that corner with those eyes.
Right. Yeah. And this
The
is
whipped
what
cream
you
face.
want. Yeah. You it was like Silence of the Lambs.
Yes.
Yeah, you want this to be a horror. I'm fully on board.
I can see it. Like,
Yeah.
he's like dumping a slop bucket for the pigs, and all of a sudden a pig comes out of nowhere.
I just popped your daughter's trunk. Oh shit. Sometimes sons are in law. I don't know.
No. Okay.
You don't like that.
Work on that tagline.
Yeah.
I will never work on that.
No. Let's not do that.
We've had 31 years to work on this tagline.
I will never start or continue to work on that tagline.
No, we shouldn't.
Gobble gobble.
That's later. Okay. But yeah, so the bachelor party.
Is that when they push the beds together?
That's later. Yeah, that's when they do the gobble gobble.
Gabagool.
The gabagool. Yeah, for sure.
Irish South Dakota, or the Italian South Dakota family.
Italian, yeah, big mafia South Dakota shit.
Well, I mean, what sex act? There's gabagool.
The sex act. Okay, yeah, that's in the Kama Sutra, I think.
Yeah.
The gabagool.
Quite an etching.
Sorry,
Wow.
Man.
We were like watching
Mike's
a movie.
going
I
bye-bye.
think.
I just.
Hey, Mike, remember that kid had sex with a pie in American Pie?
I had a weird flashback to a joke you told me a while ago, and I'm not going to repeat. Yeah, you.
Let's not repeat that now.
We're not going to. Yeah.
Oh man.
It was a beef with broccoli joke.
All right, listeners.
Yeah. Anyway, this is good. Everyone's fully engaged. So we're at the fucking square dance thing. Bachelor party thing is offered. It's alluded to that. What's the boyfriend's name?
Travis.
Travis. That Travis is maybe fucking the tat.
Oh no, she's
That was given from the fucking graduation.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I'm not very
It's
observant. I guess.
super confirmed, because he's like, I'm gonna need a favor from you, and she's like, well, you stopping by later? He's like, I guess. And the
but
negotiation-
also a different favor.
yeah. So I mean, they're clearly just hooking up this whole
they're-
time.
So that's kind of in the back burner. But Pauly Shore also takes the stage of the square dance.
Yeah, he turns it into like DJ Callisto or something.
Yeah, he does. Grab a nug whose cones are busty, I believe is the. Yeah. Oh, now we're both doing. Everyone's got the thing.
It's dual.
It's the rhythm just gets infused inside of you.
It does. The rhythm, yeah. Buff that wood, I believe is the battle cry.
buff the wood.
Buff
Yeah,
the wood.
that's
You got to buff the wood. When the cones are busty, you got to buff the wood.
They're all into it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wood being buffed that night.
Oh my God, so much.
The rhythm's gonna get you, Mike. Tonight.
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 Okay. Well, back at the old homestead, I don't know I don't know anyone's fucking name. The mother and the father push the beds together to go fuck.
Well, I like that they like so they walk past the grandfather who's whittling on the porch. Yeah. And he's like, "Son, I need to talk to you." The grandfather says this. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to talk to you later." I gotta fuck, dude. Like, it is so heavily implied. I'm going upstairs to have sex with my wife. It's uncomfortably thick.
Right. So, yeah, it is.
They even pour it on the next day when the kids are even talking about it. It's
because they're still hands.
Yeah. So
giving Poppy a rain check.
Me and the missus are gonna go watch Butt Mechanics 3.
And the next morning, Rebecca's like knocking boots with Daddy. And like, what the hell?
Everybody's in on it.
Yeah.
What is it? What? I hope not.
It was uncomfortably thick, I believe.
Oh Jesus!
Is the grandpappy is the father's father, right?
He is the father.
That wasn't clear to me for most of this movie.
Yeah, I think that was how it was set. Yeah, I think.
Because everyone calls him fucking dad, so I don't know.
We still have the we're going fishing scene.
That's the next morning.
Yeah,
next morning
we got to fish.
So just to backtrack for 1 second, there is a moment after the mother and the father go upstairs to fuck. Bex and the weasel come home, and they're having a little bit of a moment.
Yeah.
There's maybe almost a little bit of a kiss where they're like, we're pretending to be engaged, but like, is this like a thing?
This is actually.
But Bartles and James interrupts them.
Bartles and James fucking cock blocks them so hard.
Well, this is a moment where I've said like things become a little serious. This is where I like Pauly Shore in this movie. Like, I know he's kind of like still goofy, but he's like dialed it in. He's like, oh, like I actually like being with you. And he says something like in the movie, he's like, I'm super into you. Like, I like that he's kind of straightforward about it. It was like kind of like a weird moment. I was like, oh, hell
he's
yeah.
He's honest about everything. Like, he is never not genuine. His big beef throughout the whole movie is he's like, I think we should come clean to your family.
And then that's why I said earlier, I was like, his whole thing is like, you've got to be true to yourself. Like, no matter who you become, like, even, experiment, like, become someone else. But, like, at the end of the day, like, you've got to be okay with yourself. And, he never really breaks from that.
No.
Well, I mean, that's kind of a really interesting point of the whole movie overall, right? Is because he's the one who tells the one big lie, who is honest in everything that he does.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of the...
Well, that's because this character is a bit inconsistent.
He's big, a little kooky.
Yeah.
You can get away with that when he's all spastic and kooky. Like,
Well, he's got a semi the whole time.
Well, in the morning, they there's a grandfather son, Lane Smith, fishing outing, and Zach is invited to go, but he's like, I don't want to go.
He wants to play his fucking Game Boy.
Yeah, he's like, no.
Isn't he playing a fishing game on the Game Boy?
I believe that is admitted later.
As well.
And they go fishing, and Pauly Shore is invited. Sort of, the mom really makes it just happen. And during the fishing, Pauly Shore does have a serious talk with Lane Smith. He's like, your father's really hard on you all the time. I've noticed this. And he's like, yeah, well, that's just, his way. He's like, you're like that with your son too. And then I like Pauly Shore's like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Like, there is like a serious moment where he's like, I just realized I crossed a line. I'll just like shut the hell up right now.
But he was right.
Yeah, he was right.
And Lane Stanley knew he was right.
And Lane Smith?
Sure, whatever.
Yeah,
Lane Stanley's a musician, right?
Lane Staley is from Alice in Chains.
From Alice in Chains, okay. I'm somewhere. Yeah,
you're close.
Yeah, good.
And then, Grandpaps has almost a heart attack.
Just walking away, and you can see him just
he pops out
killing over.
He
just needed his pills.
And
he didn't even need his pills.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, just needs Pauly Shore's fucking sweet tongue.
Pauly Shore to the rescue.
He wanted those pills.
He did.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that.
They were suicide pills.
They were recreational.
Let me rephrase that. He wanted some pills.
Yeah.
There you go.
He wanted some.
And who doesn't?
Yeah. But he got Pauly Shore.
Yeah. Well, now it's time for the bachelor party. Where it's like,
Okay.
hey, everything's back, and they're really Pauly Shore is really in the good graces of the parents, and that's why now he wants to come clean. He's like, oh my god, like your dad's actually like thinking I helped your grandfather, like I tried to perform CPR. They asked me to go fishing, and you've got to come clean. And Rebecca's like, okay. So there is a bachelor party, and they go there. Pauly Shore is immediately drunk. They're doing karaoke. Tiffani Amber Thiessen comes out to strip a little
Is she
bit.
a stripper?
No, I think that, so the favor was, she's a bartender, and she was supposed to like dance around. And I think the thing is, she didn't really know why she was there. She was just going to be like, I'm going to take off like my jacket and stuff like that.
She took off more than
Well,
her
she got out of
jacket.
the bra. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure, but she's like not really in the know of what's happening, and
Well,
Pauly Shore
no.
immediately passes out, and we learn later that he was drugged, and she too passes out, and we learn she was drugged as well.
There's a little scene of indiscriminate hand dropping some pills into the drinks.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can't
yeah.
tell who it is.
Well, no, it's
Oh, yeah, it does zoom out, and
Travis
it's Trap
passes the
Troy.
pill to the
Travis Tritt, yeah.
He passes
Travis
the
Tritt,
pills
yeah.
to the bartender.
no, it's the fat.
Yeah, I
farmhand.
can't remember his name.
But no, Travis passes
Theo?
the pill.
Yeah.
Theo.
But maybe he puts him into
Theo.
Yeah, you can see
Theo's in on this.
Yeah.
Theo's at the
Theo's
bachelor
in.
party.
He's definitely in on it.
Fucking
Yeah.
Theo.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So then now the next morning is Thanksgiving, and so we see the family, making some food, and Theo comes in. He's like, oh my God, like, I was at that bachelor party. Did Carl even come back? And Zach, the son, who he was sharing a room with, he's like, he didn't even come home last night. And everyone's like, he's probably sleeping it off. Theo's like, yeah, I heard some huffing and puffing in the barn, so maybe it's there. And they're like, oh yeah, okay. And then Rebecca goes, God damn it, I forgot what Rebecca does and brings. Rebecca goes in and sees that Tiffani Amber Thiessen is in a hay bale section with Crawl, and it appears like they probably slept together that night. So let's backtrack. So Rebecca's under the impression before she sees this that Crawl is just drunk and fell asleep in the barn. Okay. So she comes in with a mug of milk to wake him up. If anyone's ever had a hangover or just drank too much,
Yeah.
I'm sure you want your
do.
room temperature mug of milk to just like
I
wake
asked
you-
I asked them to heat it up for me.
Oh, great.
Put a little fucking strychnine in it.
Fresh out of the cow's teeth.
Just fucking kill me with this shit.
Could you swirl a little mouthwash in it for me? I was drinking with some mouthwash. Put it in the microwave. It'd be great.
This is like the Reno 911 like Pepto-Bismol tequila shot.
Yeah. Into a beer.
Into a beer. Yeah.
Yeah. So she drops that and freaks out, and she's like, "Oh my God, the fake wedding's off!" And then Crawl runs after. He's like, "I swear to God, like I don't remember what happened." She's like, "You're the one who said be truthful," and he's like, "I am being truthful." She's like, "You're a liar and full of shit," even though he's always been truthful. So he's like, "Fine, I'm gonna leave." And she's like, "It's best that you do." And Tiffani Amber Thiessen, Tracy, she drives off in her sweet Trans Am.
It's a sick transaction.
And she kind of has to adjust the seat and then is driving and then finds these pills. And she's like, wait a minute. And then she finds Crawl, who's trying to hitchhike home. And she's like, get in. So they go back to the Thanksgiving dinner. At this point in time, Travis has kind of basically infiltrated back into the family. He's like, oh my God, Rebecca, you're so amazing. Like,
This is so stupid.
Yeah,
Dude.
let
it's gross,
let
yeah.
T-Baby comfort you. And she's like very like
T-Baby.
Yeah, she's very like befuddled too. Like you could just tell is like kind of like an emotional 1-2 punch because she's just like, what? Yeah, like she's not into Travis at all. I'm sorry, T-Baby. But she is like, yeah, like you could hang out, but like I don't know what the hell's going on. You can just tell like she's like weirded out. Like she's not in a
she's
good
in a
headspace.
fentanyl haze.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. I mean,
She's South
UCLA
Dakota.
all the way. And then Tiffani or Tracy and Crawl roll up to the Thanksgiving dinner, and Theo is at the dinner. The whole Lawson family is at the dinner, and Travis is now there. And Travis is kissing ass. Oh, Miss Lawson, your potatoes are so firm and juicy, like always. Your sweet potatoes.
To hell with those mashed potatoes.
Your yams. I love the yams.
Fucking yams.
God damn yam. Shut your fucking whore mouth about this.
I was going to say that brand sells itself, Colin. Goddamn yams.
Put those marshmallows in my mouth.
God damn it.
Wow.
Happy Thanksgiving. Merry Thanksgiving.
Well,
Merry
they roll up and they're like, so I have a little something to say. Like, this is super weird. And Tiffani or Tracy is like, yeah, I had to like adjust my seat to get back in my car, but you guys told me like I drove back to this, and that's weird. But also, cherry on top, I found these pills and they're for Travis, and I clearly was drugged, and so was Kroll, and this bullshit. And Travis is like, nonsense, young miss! Like, how dare you say this in front of this fine family?
That was crazy.
Yeah. Theo gives it up right away.
What the hell was this scene?
Well, Dad's like, Theo, you better tell me the truth because your job's on the line. He's like, well, it was a joke, Mr. L. He's like, I appreciate that. You're super fired. And then Kroll knocks out T-Baby because he's had 2 semesters of karate.
Yeah.
And then Tracy's invited to dinner, and so's Kroll. And then as the goons leave and hobble off, I do kind of feel bad for Tracy in all this. I mean, the character is kind of just sad. It's like, if you really piece together her story, it seems like she was also very smart. Because when they go clothes shopping, Rebecca's like, oh, I thought you were like accepted to this college. Like that's
in New York.
Yeah, like
New York.
Yeah, like you got like a really cool like thing. She's like, I just don't have the money to go. Like it's gonna be great, but I'm scraping together stuff.
So I'm going to be a stripper instead.
Well, I think that was like a one-time thing. She just says she's a bartender. Like she's like
it's always a
bartending in this
one-time
town.
thing.
But like
She
she
also
got
drives a Trans Am.
well, she
Yeah,
got,
she's gonna be
She's
fine.
made choices.
well,
She's
she
gonna
got-
be just fine.
well, she got caught up with Travis and stuff, and I don't think anyone deserves to be like drugged at the end. I was like, Jesus,
No one deserves to be.
Like they really threw her under the effing bus at the end.
She got a Thanksgiving dinner out of it.
That was
Yeah.
nice. That was from the Lawson family, not Travis. Not
She also
T-Baby.
had my favorite line of the movie.
which is what?
He didn't bone me.
They didn't bone.
Oh yeah. Well, no bonage.
There was zero bonage.
And then, Rebecca and Kroll tell the family, like, you know what? Like, we're kind of together, but we just need to figure out, like, when we might get married. And they're like, that's a fine idea. Quite fine. Then
Capital choice.
Then they take some pictures, and that's the end of the movie. That's son-in-law. Thanksgiving Day, friends.
We achieved it.
Better than the Macy Day Parade.
This episode will help you digest that meal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
push through that cranberry ring.
Well, as always, if you want to reach out to us, feel free. It is rabbittroopsuckspodcast@gmail.com. We had a whole month of requests. Keep bringing them. We'll talk about a final request. Well, not a final request, but maybe for the year. Another request will come up, but reach out to us. We love hearing from you. We love hearing movie recommendations. All of you who gave movie recommendations this month, we have like shot glasses for you and stickers, and we sent them out, and I've corresponded with some of you. And thanks again for the awesome recommendations. Yeah, reach out to us at rabbittroopsucks.com if you want to go to our webpage. There's merchandise links. There's links to our photos. There's all sorts of things, including our episodes. As always, our episodes are on every platform you can imagine: Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, the podcast app on my iPhone, all sorts of things. And we are also on social media, which is Facebook, Instagram, things like this. What did everyone think of Son-in-Law? Wrapping up November, Thanksgiving Day, one day early drop episode. What are y'all thinking? Son-in-Law.
I'll go first. I kind of like this movie, and it's problematic because it might encourage me to watch more Pauly Shore movies.
Nice.
But it's not, because
should,
I
Colin.
have already seen a handful
Support
of
it.
other ones, and they're not as good.
Support the wheeze.
But this was like actually way more fun than I thought it would be. The story is cohesive. The acting is fine. It's everything you would expect from an early 90s movie, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Okay.
J-Money, what'd you think?
This is a Pauly Shore movie. If you like this movie, like this is what, like, if Paul likes Pauly Shore movies or any Pauly Shore movie but doesn't like Biodome, it confounds me because they're all the same goddamn movie. So Pauly Shore, like, imagine there's a green screen behind me. Pauly Shore just does his thing, and they just set like fucking different sets.
Pauly Shore movies
behind
are
me.
like Mad Libs.
I told Mike on the side, it's not Pauly Shore that bothers me in Biodome. It's the Baldwin. And I can't get over the Baldwin in the film.
Yes.
He's so dumb. Just his face is dumb.
Big dumb
Terrible.
Shit.
Get out of here.
Do Do we need to talk about this Baldwin off air?
Yeah, Paul has a Baldwin thing.
No, just that. Like that movie. Well, I don't like that Baldwin. Yeah. That Baldwin sucks. Sucky Baldwin.
Steven. So, sorry, this is a tangent. In 30 Rock, Stephen Baldwin plays Jack Donaghy in a movie about Jack Donaghy.
That is true.
And it's amazing.
That's fine with me.
Best Baldwin moment.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I don't have any
carry on.
problem. I don't have any problems with this movie. It's a Pauly Shore movie. That being said, I mean, it is what it is. There's always like a message in a Pauly Shore movie. The message is always positive, so I can't knock it for that. But yeah, it's a Pauly Shore movie, and that is my final take on it.
La-Mar, what are you thinking about? Happy Thanksgiving Day, everybody. Pauly Shore, son-in-law.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. The sentiment is out there. It's a Pauly Shore movie. I don't have much more to say. Out of his other Pauly Shore movies, between 1990 and 1995, I want to say there's like 4 or 5 Pauly Shore movies. Wrote them down here. I want to say this is probably the most tolerable out of the 3 or 4. I don't like Biodome. I don't like Encino Man.
And you don't like Encino Man?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't like Jury Duty.
Sure. No one. Wait, Jury Duty?
Out those 4 movies, this is probably the best
Tia
one.
Carrera's in Jury Duty.
This movie's a solid C for me.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Good.
It feels like a C.
Nice.
What does that C stand for?
Oh, God.
Don't answer that. Just keep it.
Country. It stands for
Okay,
country.
yeah, that's
and that's where
correct.
this movie took place.
Country
Out in the
crowd.
old country.
Cornbread.
Yeah.
The country of Pauly.
I'm not mad at this movie. It was okay. It has some laughs. It's all right. Nah, it's not great. There. Mike.
So I recommended this movie. This was my goddamn choice. So,
You made us do this.
so sorry / you're welcome.
Now, did you just recommend it because it's Thanksgiving movie?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, not because of the quality or
No,
anything.
absolutely
And,
not.
and it's long. I forgot about this movie,
I have-
honestly. So yeah,
I
it's
like-
a good recommendation.
I like this movie just fine. Where Paul and I differ, like, Pauly Shore movies are all kind of the like. Pauly Shore is the driving force for a Pauly Shore movie. It's like,
Yeah.
if you're being attacked by a bear, it doesn't matter if you're in like a mansion or a bungalow. The bear attack is the main thing, and that's like the Pauly Shore effect. Like his performance is so abrasive that it doesn't matter the vessel. So like, is this movie better than Encino Man? Better than, I know, Paul, I'm sorry, Biodome? Like it they're all the same for me, because like the only thing you can focus on is Pauly Shore.
Yeah.
It's that overpowering.
Yeah, exactly. Like the main thing is Pauly Shore. So like, I like this movie. I kind of like all Pauly Shore movies, and I kind of hate all Pauly Shore movies.
Pauly Shore is like a cologne that's called Cougar Heat.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's
And you buy it at
That's what you got.
Walgreens, and it's fine. Yeah.
I think it's very clear that eventually we're going to do Encino Man. Where I differ is, I feel Encino Man, Pauly Shore is not the main force. He's like teamed up with Sean Astin, so there is like a weird, more of a balance in ways.
It doesn't even matter. Like,
I think if you didn't have Pauly Shore in this movie and you just had some average like LA dude,
Sure.
this movie would have sucked ass.
right.
It would have been way worse.
That's the Pauly Shore effect.
I totally agree with you, Colin. That's what like a Pauly Shore movie is. Like you put anybody else in a Pauly Shore movie, and it's gonna be like, this is the stupidest piece of shit I have ever seen.
God damn it.
But also, when you put Pauly Shore in a Pauly Shore movie, you're like, this is the stupidest piece of shit I've ever seen.
So it's very clear we're going to see Pauly Shore again.
I mean, I feel like we
Most
have
likely,
to.
yes.
In Biodome next week.
Well, yeah,
I enjoyed talking about this movie, so I'm assuming we will enjoy talking about another one.
No, I did too.
Yeah.
Paul, what did you think of this movie?
I overall like this film. There is again, like I've seen this movie a bunch because like I throw this like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles on like every like November, stuff like that. So I've seen this movie a bunch. I do like there are more serious moments. I do like Lane Smith in this, as I said. Like I like him as the father in this. The father.
There we go.
But yeah, there's like some elements that tie it in. So in like the spectrum of Pauly Shore movies, I think this movie has I guess maybe a better supporting cast.
100%. This is the best supporting cast.
Yeah, so like that's why I think it's more dialed in. I'm like, oh, like the supporting cast of this movie is like really on point, and then you have Pauly Shore, who is like the overbearing ingredient of the soup you just made, and yeah, but somehow it comes together, and you get a meal, and at the end of the night, you're like, I have eaten food. Mm-hmm. And that is this movie.
Most of it pie.
Oh, the pie. But yeah, I overall like this movie. Like I watch this movie pretty much every year. This movie is goofy as all hell. It's a sweet hour and a half. That's like another huge selling point. Yeah, I'll totally watch this movie again.
Anybody see this movie in a theater?
I have. I saw
really?
it in the theater.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Yeah. Jeremy was probably with me.
Interesting.
There was like a 90% chance Jeremy was with me. In 93, they're like, yeah, like this is like peak Jeremy and I at the movie theater.
You can deny
Dude,
it,
we
but won't
like I
believe
think
you.
we tried to see most movies that came out in like a summer period, and this was a July release, so we probably did.
I mean, Jeremy, let's level with them. Like we might have seen this movie more than once in the theater.
Wow.
It's very possible.
I will never admit that.
Deny it. How dare you?
Oh, fuck.
But yeah, if this was a horror movie, this would have been a way different scenario. You know, so what's crazy is I was telling everyone, we have only 4 more episodes of the year, and then we're in 2025.
Wow.
So we have an idea of the movies we will be doing in December, and this is the last one in November, even though we're coming at a day early. Normally we're out at Fridays, midnight and Thursdays. But we'll do it a day early for Thanksgiving, so you could prep your Thanksgiving food and have a joyous time with son-in-law. But next week, we have our first December movie, and we're going to open up with one more request for the year. That's why I said some requests. And this comes from a listener, Jim. Jim sent us an awesome letter. Just an awesome letter with awesome recommendations. Well, an email.
Like he mailed a letter.
Yeah, he wrote it with a like.
He mailed it. He took it.
Like it was in scroll. Like,
He used the typewriter
He
font.
pinned it upon our door with a nail.
There was a wax seal.
Yeah.
Paul's like, this is human flesh.
He emailed us an awesome message, I should say, just with awesome movies and just a really awesome sentiment to us, Rabbit Troop Sucks, that him and his friend often talk about films and we have a similar attitude towards films. And I was like, damn it, I totally want to get one more recommendation in for the year, and we're going to do it. So we have a bunch of seasonal films coming up for the rest of December, and one more kind of banger to leave out the year with. We'll talk about that. But next week, we're going to come at you. Jim, this is your recommendation out of an awesome list I'm going to write you that will totally, much like everyone who recommended films, we're definitely going to get to other films on the list. But Jim, we're going to do Strange Brew, 1983. We're going to visit.
Yes.
We're going to visit the Mackenzie brothers, and we're going to have a grand old time. All of us have noted we're going to be cracking open a beer. You've got to in this film.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul, if you don't drink a fucking
I
beer
told him,
on this-
whoa, Colin, I already said I was going to have a beer. Yeah, normally I don't really have a drink, but for this film, you've got to have a beer. Yeah, Jim, Strange Brew, will give you more props when we record it next week, but yeah, I really look forward to it. Anyone else have any ideas or any thoughts about Son-in-Law, The Shore Effect, Pauly Shore, and oh shit.
No, this movie's fun, and it's also stupid.
Yeah.
That's all I got for you.
I got nothing to add on to it.
That's
Paul
every
Ryan's
Pauly
stupid.
Shore movie. That is
Like,
every Pauly
It is
Shore
like
movie.
I hate Pauly Shore so much, but I kind of like watching him do things.
If you've seen Mike Weeze the Juice, you've seen.
Yeah.
You've seen Juice Weeze.
got
I mean,
Weeze
for those
the
who
Juice.
subscribe to the secret OnlyFans Dropbox,
OnlyFans.
you've seen me Weeze the Juice.
I will say this about Pauly Shore.
Yeah, say it.
In the 90s, he was more insufferable just because of that time period. MTV and just everyone just imitating Pauly Shore and just him being annoying in general.
Yeah.
But over time, I find him more tolerable.
Dude,
As we were older,
I kind of agree. Like ahead of his time. Like this whole
ahead of his time. Fuck you.
so like there's like a whole generation.
He was the
of
weasel
kids
before we
now
knew.
that like they have a whole range of slang that it's unfathomable to old fogies like us. And
Yeah, Sigma.
Yeah.
We're getting Sigma.
The things that the kids at work call me,
Sauce,
like,
brah.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
I have a lot of things to unpack.
Who is the Pauly Shore of today?
There's
That's
a
the
thousand
question.
of them.
someone we don't even know the name of.
Anybody off
Are you gonna
TikTok?
unpack your
Yeah, that's the problem.
cranberry ring?
So Pauly Shore is just that TikTok guy before his time. Is that what you're saying, Colin?
As always, we hope you have cranberry ring dreams and, and stuffing fever dreams.
I have dreams about stuff.
Oh God.
That orange cat next to you has been whispering.
We'll hit you up with some
holiday.
holiday films and some strange brew. As always, Rabbit Troop sucks.
It does.
Guys, if you find a baby fresh nug, send her my way.
Yeah, lick it.
Hey, you can't talk to me like that.
Don't lick it. Why are we licking it?
Keep buffing that wood.
I don't want my name associated with any of this.